How are we doing, guys? And it's finished. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. And that is well and truly 2 points dropped. That's a massive kick in the bollocks, that is. 2-0 ahead. And then a mad 8 minutes. And we let a Villa side who'd done nothing, absolutely nothing up until that point, get back into the game. And it wasn't even that Villa stepped it up, that they'd done something. There was tweaks, there was substitutions, or we shot ourselves in the foot. First goal, Tielemans loses Moreno. And then the second goal was the worst of the lot. Thomas Partey, daydreaming. And watching Ollie Watkins just pull off him. And he's standing there like a clown. Honestly, it's schoolboy stuff. You've just let Villa back into the game. It's about defending for your lives. It's about making sure that you're tight and you're resolute. And Thomas Partey is having a nap. Absolute terrible defending. But we're missing Saliba as well. Another injury. Another setback. But it's no excuse, because we should not be drawing a game at home when you're 2-0 ahead against a side that had threatened nothing and you completely dominate. And then the final 20 minutes, you're thinking, right, okay, let's step it up. Let's see if we can get a goal. And we get a goal and it's disallowed by VAR. Now, when I first watched it, I thought, that's it, his stomach or his chest. But then I've watched it again, and yes, it has come off his arm. And the only thing you can say is, by the letter of the law, it has to be disallowed. But this is where there's a problem with the offside, not the offside, the handball rule. You look at the Joe Linton one for Newcastle against Spurs. It was a clear handball. It's clearly what got Newcastle a goal. But because it wasn't him that scored the goal, it doesn't matter. It's allowed to continue. But because it hits Havertz last, it's disallowed. If that hits Havertz's arm, it's accidental. We can all see it's accidental. There's no intention there. But then it takes a deflection off someone else along the way. That goal's given. So why don't you just draw a line down the middle and say handball, not handball? Instead of all this, yeah, but if it touches him last or maybe second to last and all the rest of it, stop. And I'll tell you the other thing as well. I watch these games now on mute. Honestly, I watch them on mute. When you've got to listen to Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher, I listen to them on mute. That's your subscription. That's what you pay loads of money for. To listen to them absolute dinosaurs try and talk about football. Oh my word, they are so prehistoric. They are dreadful pundits. Sound bites. Orgasms. Anyone would think Gary Neville's watching a Bonnie Blue video. You clown. Honestly. And if you go over to TNT, you've got to listen to Rio Ferdinand. Oh, mate, he's just as bad. Honestly, they're terrible. Get other co-commentators in. Freshen it up. Get rid of these clowns. I don't care if you're an ex-player, you were even a good ex-player. It doesn't make you a great co-commentator, does it? When I'm watching co-commentators, you're watching some of like the foreign players, should we say. I remember there's been Thierry Henry, and I'm not just saying it because it's Thierry Henry, and we're not talking about co-commentating directly, but when they're on the punditry, I've listened to the likes of Cesc Fabregas, Tim Cahill as well, when I've watched him. These are people that actually articulate the game properly. When you look at their notes, they've got a whole list of notes where they've been looking and observing and really trying to be insightful in the way that they break the game down for you as a customer, because that's what you are watching these games. You're a customer. But then I watch the likes of Gary Neville and Rio Ferdinand, and they got a piece of paper and it looks like they've been doing doodles on it. Like scribbles. There's nothing on there. There's nothing on there. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of these ex-foreign players, whether they're French or Spanish, and Tim Cahill's Australian, wherever it is, they just seem to be better, more insightful, give you a better delivery of breaking a game down. Like I said with Gary Neville and that, it's orgasms. Ah, what an absolute pile of wank. Can't believe it. In the space of a few days, it's just like the highs and the lows, and it's like Liverpool drop points and we go and win and we've clawed 2 back, and then within the space of a few days they've gotten back from us. And you know, we're watching the game against Brentford and they're going into injury time and you're thinking they're dropping another 2 points, but then they end up scoring a couple of goals, and I think they had 30 something shots. And the one thing that Liverpool have got is that they're able to bring players off the bench and change things when it ain't going right and when they need a goal. And what have we got? We're bringing on Raheem Sterling. That's it. We've got nothing. Nothing. We're in the middle of January. Past the middle of January now. What are we? 18th of January. And that's our subs bench. Buy some fucking players, man. Give the ones out there a chance. Give them some helping hand. They look knackered. Absolutely knackered. Even right at the end, I'm sitting there, we get that free kick. And do you know what I was reminiscing in my mind when we got that free kick? It was a Danny Welbeck against Leicester moment. Do you remember that? Mesut Ozil, the delivery, the flick, the goal. And Martin Odegaard, what was that? That delivery was terrible. Terrible, terrible delivery. Oh. Back to Champions League matches in midweek. Guaranteed qualification. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. That's just an absolute sickener. We've done absolutely everything right. Everything right. Going 2-0 ahead in full control. And then we just fall asleep for 10 minutes. And it's 2 experienced players. Moreno, Partey. Not good enough. Not good enough. And it's as simple as that. So that's my take from the game. Get rid of Gary Neville. Get rid of Jamie Carragher. Get rid of Rio Ferdinand. Get rid of all these crap pundits. Bring in some fresh blood. You know, bring in some of these, you know, ex-players that actually dissect a game properly and really give you an insightful look at what's going on. Whether it's co-coms or whether it's in the studio, get rid of your Jamie Redknaps and, you know, Roy Keane, and it's all sound bites and that. Let Roy Keane stay on his podcast and everything. He's good on that. It's great. But, you know, when he's sitting there doing his like analysis of games and that, Paul Scholes and that, what do they actually give you? What do they give you? How many? I can't believe how many ex-Man United players who played under the greatest manager ever in Premier League history are so fucking clueless. Somebody explain that. It just shows you, doesn't it? You might have the best teacher, but it doesn't make you a good pupil. Terrible. Fucking terrible. Here's what it is. We have to move on. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Smash a like on the video, and I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.